Well, hey there, Careblazer. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a topic that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's really important because it's my guess you are experiencing at least one of these 5 things I'm going to share, and I want you to know it's totally normal. So what are we talking about? We're talking about 5 scary or sad truths about caregiving that many caregivers experience. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, get comfy, and let's chat. And I'm curious, how many of these 5 symptoms are you experiencing right now? Okay, number 1, first up, let's talk about the fear, those moments when you think you're actually getting dementia yourself. You know, those times where you can't remember why you walked into a room, where you put your keys down, or you forget like what you were just about to do, and you start to panic and you start to get anxiety and you think, oh my gosh, this is the beginning of me developing dementia. Some of us even think like, oh my gosh, am I getting worse than my loved one? But here's the thing to remember, especially if you're here watching this channel, caregiving is extremely stressful and exhausting, and both stress and exhaustion will impact your ability to think clearly and remember information. It doesn't mean you're developing dementia. It means your brain is communicating to you, hey, like this is really hard. Hey, I'm tired. Hey, I need a break. Now, if you are really concerned that you might be developing dementia because you're noticing a lot of these lapses and difficulties in your thinking, that is absolutely the time to bring it up with your doctor. And remember, even if you have a family history of dementia, even if multiple people in your family line have developed dementia, it does not mean that you are guaranteed to develop dementia. So let's not assume, let's assess. But overall, number 1, it's super common for dementia caregivers to fear getting dementia themselves, and in some cases, actually think they are developing dementia themselves because of memory lapses. Okay, let's address a second very common, sad, and scary symptom that pretty much the majority of caregivers I have ever worked with have expressed concerns about. And that is your health declining faster than your loved one's health. Maybe you are putting on weight, maybe your blood pressure's up, or maybe you're just feeling a lot older. This is so incredibly common, Careblazer. When we are so focused on somebody else's health, it's common for us to neglect our own health. We don't have time to eat healthy or work out the way that we want. We're making sure our loved one gets to their appointments, yet we're neglecting our own appointments, and we're probably behind on appointments that we really needed to go to. If you can resonate with this, consider starting small. Starting small is important, and it can lead to really big changes. Perhaps it's just drinking more water throughout the day, eating more fruits and veggies, stretching, praying, journaling, reaching out to a friend, meditating, walking, maybe actually picking up the phone and scheduling that appointment you've been putting off. You do not have to do everything all at once. As soon as we start thinking in that way, we get so overwhelmed, and if you're anything like me, probably a little bit paralyzed, and then you do nothing. So don't put that pressure to feel like you have to do all the things. Just do one thing. Just start. This is important because you have to make your own health a priority, because without you, who is going to be there to advocate for your loved one? It's not taking away from your loved one, it's actually helping them. And contrary to what many people believe, you can make a lot of really big strides in your overall health without requiring any extra money or time. So don't let that be your excuse. We'll talk more about lots of specific ways we can do that in the coming weeks when I share a video on how to make 2025 your best caregiving year yet. Okay, let's move on to number 3, which is, this actually might hit home for many of you. It hit home for me. Have you found yourself being more short-tempered, irritable, frustrated, or even resentful? Maybe you're more snappy with the people in your life, not just your loved one with dementia, but other people around you. Maybe your children, your coworkers, your neighbors, other family members. It's not because you're a bad person. It's because caregiving is emotionally draining. Your patience bucket is running low, and that is okay. Sometimes it's the silliest things, right, that like set us off. But I remember once I was driving my dad's truck. It was due for emissions. We have to do that here in the state of Arizona. And he has this thing on the steering wheel. It's like a knob that it's an attachment, and it's supposed to make turning easier. Well, as I'm driving the truck, it's like right at the 3 o'clock like right at the 3 o'clock mark. And as I'm turning and trying to drive, it keeps hitting my hand. I got so frustrated, like ridiculously mad and frustrated over this knob that was there to help my dad, like unbelievably angry. I remember calling my sister and just like ranting. That's the kind of level of irritability and anger I'm talking about, where your reaction is so out of proportion for what the situation is. Like, I can look back at it now and realize, oh my gosh, Natalie, that's ridiculous, like the way that you acted. But in the moment when we're irritable and frustrated and angry, like that is coming out so much easier because we are tired, we are exhausted, we are scared, we're feeling alone, we have a lot of pressure, we have so many responsibilities. It's all caving down. And sometimes it takes like the littlest, silliest things to set us off. So when this sort of thing happens, Careblazer, forgive yourself. We're human. It's going to happen. We just start again. We just start fresh whenever we realize, and just know that it's probably going to happen again and it's all okay. Number 4, this one might be hard to admit, but I'm telling you, it's so common with the Careblazers I work with and I talk to, and this is feeling numb. Sometimes you might just feel like you do not care anymore. You might even catch yourself daydreaming about no longer being a caregiver, about a time when maybe your loved one isn't around. This is a classic sign of burnout. Again, this doesn't mean you're a horrible person. It means that you're tired. And in some ways, it could also mean you're ready for your loved one to stop suffering, and in many ways for you to stop suffering. When you notice these kinds of thoughts, this is the most important time for you to be kind to yourself. Now, it's going to be a reflex for you to feel guilty toward yourself and for you to feel bad about yourself for having these kinds of thoughts. But this is the time for you to be the most kind, because it's a sign that you are incredibly burned out. Compassion is going to be key here. Okay, now let's get to the 5th and final symptom that is so common for caregivers to experience. And I really would like to know how many of these you notice in yourself. You can actually leave it in a comment below this video. This final one is something that I have certainly struggled with myself, and that is hiding the fact whenever you do something nice for yourself. So you're in the midst of caregiving, you're caring for a loved one with dementia. We know everything that that entails. And then you have the opportunity to do something for you, nice for you, something that feels good and without your loved one with dementia. And rather than being able to share this joy or experience with other people and other family members, we end up hiding it. We end up maybe doing it secretly because we feel guilty about it. It's almost as if we feel we have to hide it, because if other people knew that we were doing this or taking advantage of this opportunity, we're afraid it automatically translate into this must mean we're neglecting our loved ones or we're not there for our loved one. Now think about how silly that really is. I mean, it's silly to think that a good caregiver could never do something alone or can never do something for joy. And every single thing that they do in their life has to be for or with their loved one with dementia. Why do we feel like we need to hide this part of our lives? Why do people think that if we aren't somehow sacrificing 24/7, then we're not giving good care? It's ridiculous, but it's so common. And this is the kind of thought I had to work on over and over again myself when caring for my mom and dad. I struggled with this one the most. And I say all of that in the past tense because my dad passed away November 25th. And I officially have no parents. So, Careblazer, life is hard, but I really want you to take a moment and reflect and think through these 5 common experiences caregivers experience and ask yourself, are you experiencing any of these symptoms? Is there one that you could choose and work on? You know, I don't like that these experiences are considered normal. It would be a dream come true to change that narrative and change the way family members go through the caregiving journey. Now, I'm sure you already know by now, we do have a program called the Care Collective, where that's what we're doing. Our group of Careblazers is changing this narrative, changing what's considered normal in caregiving, and working really hard ourselves and with each other to do what's in our best interest with our own health, as well as what's in our loved one's best interest. It's not just about our loved one with dementia, it's about us, because we are the one caring for them. So if you would like to learn more about that program and join us, there is a link below in the description. Also, if you just want to reach out to us and ask us more about it or tell us a little bit about your situation to see if you'd be a good fit, you can reach out to us by email as well, info@careblazers.com. Careblazer, I know it's hard. Keep showing up, keep caring, but don't forget that involves caring for yourself as well. That's all for today, Careblazers. If this video resonated with you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You can hit the red subscribe button on your screen. It's totally free. It helps you not miss future videos that we put out. And most importantly, it tells YouTube that these videos are important for caregivers like yourselves. So it makes it easier for another caregiver in the world to find these videos. Finally, Careblazer, you're stronger than you think. You really, really are. Bye. Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free. And Nico says, thank you very much.